I call this one the pelvic woo. Watch this. But oh my, she's a glizzy gobbler. Oh, look at him. Stop biting on my foot. This guy doesn't have any hands or feet. Can you guys see that? Oh no. Look at her kicking him by accident. One more throw and then I'm leaving. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. I have my little son here and I just fed Arthur, who's looking very healthy now comparatively to when she first came in. I got a banger and a bop for you guys today. A banger and a bop. Hooray. Today we're going to be letting Arthur swim around on the property. And this is my son Garbingo Bonds. Garbingo Bonds loves to hop up here and nibble on my feet until I throw him back into the pond. If you guys are new to the channel, this is Garbanzo Beans. He is a little abandoned duck that we found. He's a rowan, which is a domestic mallard that was abandoned downtown in Waco. Uncle Ben's had a lot of ducks in his day, but I've never had one that would literally just fly to me from anywhere on the property so I could throw him into my pond. But I've also never had a pond that was this nice before. But these guys are obviously very happy here. All of the grass is green on the property now. As you can see, Pablo and Queen love watching me throw Garbinzo Bones in the air. And Kumala has really enjoyed grazing on all this fresh grass in here. Basically the infinite food glitch. Stop biting on my foot. Meanwhile, his wife just likes to float over there. Goodness, look how precious this little creature is. When it's cold like this, she loves to stick her beak in her wing and spin around in little circles. All right, buddy, you get one more throw and then I'm leaving. Yeah. Trencher moment. But now we have a water line that goes back here and it's full of gravel, so it no longer turns into a muddy mess. And we have a French drain under all this gravel. So what we can do now is put kennels here for wildlife. And this whole side of the building will stay nice and shady even on the warmest days of the summer. But now instead of flooding this little area here, all the water is going to go from the gutter down into the French drain. And this can be used for an outdoor sink or the reptile room. Baby Gronk here is slowly working on the 3 shrimp that we gave him the other day. I think it's because he's eating all of the rats that live in this barn. I've told you guys this before, but you can see the rats trying to escape when they fall in here. This little guy just comes up and eats them. But this is what the barn looks like nowadays, you guys. We're getting it ready for the wildlife rehab season. Patrick finished his water, and per usual, when it's done, he flips it over. And this creature did something really similar. We have a new creature in here today that's a rescue. Last night, someone surrendered to us a little ball python that they were essentially neglecting, but we're going to take great care of it now. At least I think that's what it is. It's a ball python. I'm no Chandler's Wildlife, but oh, come on, I'll show you guys. Even though this enclosure isn't finished yet, I wanted to put him in here temporarily because this is better than just keeping him in a tub. All right, guys, but that's it. We're working on this enclosure right here. This is going to be his big enclosure. This is one of the biggest ball pythons I've ever seen personally. In a couple of weeks, the oogways here will be able to go back into the outside area and they can graze with the cappies pretty soon. But this little guy's going to be going into this enclosure. And as you guys can see, we have all the decorations set up in here, but we don't have any of the actual climbing things. Until then, though, you guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this guy in one of our temporary enclosures. As you guys can see, this bottom one here already has turf grass on it. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? Oh, it looks like you took my hat there. Guys, this isn't going to be a horrible place for him to be for the time being until we finish that. This is certainly a better place than where he used to live, and I'll show you guys a picture of that right now. As you can see from the previous owner's setup, this old guy hadn't been touched in about 8 months. And it got to a point where he outgrew the enclosure, and the owner was a little too scared to touch him. And this reptile room that we're dedicating to Brian Barchek is obviously not finished yet, you guys. And my goal is to get this whole enclosure ready for him by tomorrow. These fellas are always fighting each other. Oh no, oh no! The one on the top is my favorite. They're kissing. Good evening, everybody. I'm stirring up some worms in my sink right now. Take a look at this. Worms in the sink for today. These are black worms. I'm going to let them settle. All right, everybody. These are our rescued axolotls. As you can see, this one's very, very skinny. We got it from Axolotl Planet. They got them surrendered from people that had them before. I went to visit Axolotl Planet in Dallas when I was visiting Universal Rock, and it was an enchanting experience, to say the least. Jacob is the expert who owns the place, and he showed me this giant axolotl that is probably one of the biggest ones in existence. And this little girl was surrendered to them by, I believe, a family in Michigan that had him for 7 to 8 years. And look at this, you guys. The only thing they can eat is these black worms that I ordered. As you guys can see, this guy doesn't have any hands or feet. This guy does, but apparently he didn't a few months ago, and this little guy is very skinny. Jacob told me to put just about half of these in there with them. Look at that. Rock moment. All right, everybody. Today's the big day. I'm moving the cappies into this yard so they can eat all this grass. Ian and Sky power wash this whole thing here. This is Karen, you guys. She's a glizzy gobbler. It's been about a half a year since she's had a glizzy of her own to eat. She just swallowed that whole. Right now I'm separating Karen and Kevin from the rest of the group. No big deal, guys. I do that kind of thing all the time. Just happened to get on camera this time. Who's my little glizzy gobbler? But this is what these guys actually eat in the wild. They eat all the green stuff on the ground. They love clovers. They love tall grasses. They really love glizzies. Kevin, for some reason, is not as much of a glizzy gobbler as Karen is. Does my heart good to see these boys grazing again. Much like a professional snake handler, I am now able to read Kevin's body language and give him even kisses on the lips without being bitten half the time. But as long as he's got his space and his grass, he don't want anything to do with me. But watch this, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this ladder real quick. This will get these guys moving. That's all right, everybody. I filled up this tub, and look how happy these creatures are. No, Karen's getting into the whole pack. Lizzie, Karen, come on, you gotta grab it. Yeah, look at that beautiful girl. Gobble that thing whole. Why didn't I do this months ago? And now also Dream's here, and Kevin has to watch me once again feed his wife delectable glizzy. All the while he's trapped in this cage. That's what happens when you try to attack me, Kevin. Let go of this. This water here is surprisingly not disgusting. But watch this, you guys. When I run away from this little fella, he flies after me. Oh. Also, this water is not yet dangerous for these guys to drink, and the baby loves this fresh Bermuda grass. I am going to fence this little pond off after it gets nasty until we can redo it with a filter. And Kevin also loves running along this fence line with me, only he likes to do it for a much more malicious reason. All right, now I got them all in here, and his little head was just poking out a second ago, but we missed it. Guys, she is running around like this with his little face sticking out of the pouch. I don't know if you know. The baby, and look at this, you guys. She's just zooming around, and his little head was sticking out of the pouch just a second ago. That's incredible to me. But obviously they like their new little setup here. They have plenty of space to run around and drink. And they still have a couple nice little areas to get out of the rain if they want to. Don't scratch her, the baby. Oh, look at him. The baby would lose that battle. But I'm going to go ahead and let Arthur work on this little space here because there's a lot of grass to eat. Does anyone know why this behavior is occurring? Look at how he just does that. Why is he scratching his head on this hay bale? Oh, it's much too cold for that little fella to be peeking out like that. That's the baby's spitting image. Whoa, what's going on there? It's amazing to me that this little guy can just sit there while she's running 60 miles an hour. Oh my goodness. This is the most precious thing I have ever seen. Oh, look at her kicking him by accident. Look at that, you guys. That is our new grandson. Look how he just hangs out there and looks around. He's just always in a hopping hammock. I think all these guys are gonna like it in here for a while. And there's plenty of nice grass and weeds for them to eat all the time in here. You see how she's going after the big tall ones? And the best part is I think this little guy is getting a bit more comfortable with me coming up to him now. Oh my goodness, look at his little face. Okay, I just carried this whole thing all the way over here by myself, and the baby's trying to kill me, even though I'm trying to keep him and his wife from breaking their legs on these cinder blocks. Oh, I dragged this all the way from the front of the property, guys. This was very heavy and very hard to drag. And all he's doing is trying to kill me.
Gee, that sure looked like a lot of work. At least we could do is give him a like, huh, guys? Who's with me?
Okay, that seems to be a good fit for now. This way they won't break their legs or get them caught in between here and those cinder blocks that were down there. But is there anything else you think we need to do? Here's another baby fighting tip for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are saying, Uncle Ben, give us some more baby fighting tips. I call this one the pelvic woo. Watch this. He doesn't like that one bit. But all right, everybody, this is what this little place looks like now. The baby and his family even have a window to look out into their yard. Plus, all of their food is in here. And you can see that they like using their little ramp already. And now I don't have to worry about their cute little toes getting caught in between the cinder blocks in this building. Because if bipedals break a foot, they're probably going to have to die. Love you, the baby. Let's see if he'll hop right out, though. Yeah, you see, that's fine. And it looks pretty good. Yeah, you show him, Dream. But yep, now my friend Arthur here has all of this space and the ability to walk. And pretty soon Arthur's going to be going to another equine sanctuary because I feel like we've done our job, you guys. I love Arthur a ton, and maybe we'll see Arthur again in the future when she's ready to be ridden. But for the time being, she is no longer considered emaciated. I'd say she's probably a 6 on the body scale now instead of a 1 or a 2 like she was initially. I'm going to hang on to her for a bit and keep exercising her every day like I've been doing. But there's plenty other equine sanctuaries that'll do an amazing job of taking taking care of Arthur, and that way Arthur can have some friends and way more space than what we have. And I've been getting a lot of emails from equine sanctuaries that really want her because they love our channel and they think she's very cute. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for following Arthur's and my journey. This was the first equine that I ever had the opportunity to rehab. Daniel came back out again and did an amazing job of filing her nails down. As you guys can see, her nail looks pretty good. Oh my goodness, look how cute she is. And Garbanzo Beans never does this. And I think that's because he's not a wild mallard and she is. Oh, look at her. She's eating whatever it is off the bottom there. We did it. We took the crack house. We made a farm. All right, the show's over. But it's raining now. The good Lord is feeding all of my grass. And he designed these creatures perfectly to where even though it's a cold, rainy day, those babies in their pouch are gonna be fine. But look at that, you guys. That is my totally normal, not emaciated horse, name of Arthur. And now Arthur can go to an amazing big horse sanctuary where she can frolic around with lots of other cringe boomer horses for the rest of her life. But we aren't done with all of the farm projects. I still have to redo this completely. I'm gonna redo the pond inside there, and maybe we could create some kind of big fenced-in enclosure around these trees for some other critters. But okay, oh my gosh, but okay, that's it for now, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching my videos. Arthur's gonna free range for this afternoon. These guys are gonna stay in here until we can finish that eagle enclosure. We're gonna be separating the middle halves, and these precious little babies are gonna be staying out here. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you.